Grammar 2, Lecture 6. The indefinite articles a and an. These two articles are used before singular countable nouns. So the indefinite article a is used before singular countable nouns beginning with a consonant sound, not a consonant letter, a consonant sound. Here we have an example, or some examples, a book, a pen, a university. So you can see that these nouns are singular. Book, not box, because a and an cannot be used before plural nouns. And you can see that book begins in consonant sound p. Pen also begins in a consonant sound p. A university begins in a sound y, yo, yo. So a and an can only be used before singular and countable nouns. Singular means only one. Countable noun, a noun that can be counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So here you can see that the indefinite article a is used before singular countable nouns beginning with a consonant sound. Example, a book, a pen, a university. In words like university, uniform, or an adjective European, we can say a European man, a European city, a European country. We are going to talk about this because an adjective determines the article, not the noun. If the noun is singular, if an adjective begins in a vowel or in a consonant sound, so the article a or an should be put before an adjective, and an adjective determines whether we put a or an. So we say a European man. So the initial letters U, E, respectively are pronounced U. The semi-vowel, which is treated as a consonant sound, and consequently a rather than an is used before them. So we say a university, a uniform, a European country. Now an is used before singular countable nouns beginning with a vowel sound. Beginning with a vowel sound. Example, an apple, an engineer, an hour, an honorable man. So you can see that here, an apple, orange, egg, elephant, umbrella. All these nouns are singular and they begin in a vowel sound. So we say an apple, an orange, an egg, an elephant, an umbrella, an engineer. And you can see that an hour here, an hour begins in H-O-U-R, but an H is mute. So we pronounced hour, a vowel sound, Also in an honorable man, the H is mute. is silent, so we pronounce the vowel sound. An honorable man. In this case, we need to put the indefinite article an. In words like our, honest, etc., the H is not pronounced and the words start with a vowel sound. Here, there is a point that I discussed in the previous slide. When an adjective occurs between the indefinite article and the noun head, it is the adjective which determines the form of the article a or an, and not the noun head. Here we have an example, or some examples. A big elephant. So an adjective big begins in a consonant sound. You can see an elephant is a singular noun beginning in a vowel, E. But because the noun elephant is preceded by an adjective begins in a consonant sound, so here you can see that we say a big elephant. So an article a is used before an adjective big, because an adjective big begins in a consonant sound. So again, the adjective determines the form of the article a or an and not the head noun. The head noun elephant. Elephant begins in a vowel sound. But because it is preceded by an adjective begins in a consonant sound, so the adjective big determines the form of the article, so that we say a big elephant. Look at the second example. An interesting book. An interesting book. The head noun book. It's a singular countable noun, so we should use an article. But here you can see that it is preceded by an adjective interesting, which starts or begins in a vowel sound. So we say an interesting book. Again, here in the adjective interesting determines the form of the article, and you can see that we say an interesting book because an adjective interesting begins in a vowel sound. The noun head book begins in a consonant, but it doesn't matter here because it's preceded by an adjective begins in a vowel sound, so we say an interesting book. The last example, a successful architect. A successful architect. So architect is the noun head, singular countable, preceded with it, so it begins in a vowel sound. But successful is the adjective begins in consonant sound, so it should be preceded with the indefinite article a, and we say a successful architect. So the indefinite articles a and an, uses of the indefinite article. When we use the indefinite article before a singular countable noun which is mentioned for the first time in the sentence and represents no particular person or thing. Or when we speak about something in general. Example, Asma bought a beautiful dress. So dress is a singular countable noun and it is mentioned for the first time and it represents no particular dress. So أسمى bought a beautiful dress. So beautiful is an adjective, but it begins in a consonant like the noun head dress. So you can see that it is preceded by the indefinite article a. أسمى bought a beautiful dress. Ahmed is a Libyan citizen. Citizen, singular countable noun. Libyan is an adjective, nationality of the citizen. It's preceded by the indefinite article a because Libyan begins in a consonant sound. Now we use the indefinite article before expressions of speed and units of measurements. So the indefinite articles a and an are used before expressions of speed and units of measurements. Here we have examples. He drives at speed of 60 miles an hour. So an hour is expression of speed, an hour. So you can see that hour begins in a mute H. So it begins in a vowel sound. It's an expression of speed. So we say an hour, an hour. She bought 3 yards of cloth at 20 dinars a yard. So a yard is a unit of measurement because yard, singular countable noun, begins in a consonant sound, so it is preceded by the indefinite article a. So the definite article da. Da can be used with both countable, singular and plural. We say the boy or the boys, the car, the cars, the lecture, the lectures. So, and uncountable nouns, the water, the money, the information, the news. So, uses of the definite article da before. Number 1, nouns of which there is only one. When we use the definite article da, so we know now. Now we know that the definite article da is used with singular nouns, plural nouns, countable nouns, and uncountable nouns. But what are the rules of using the definite article da? Here we have number 1, nouns of which there is only one. For example, the earth is round. There is only one earth, so we say the earth. The sun is large or huge, so there is only one sun. The sky. For example, the moon, the sea, the world, the universe. So, nouns of which there is only one should be preceded with the definite article da. The definite article da. The second use, nouns already mentioned in the sentence. So when we mention a noun for the second time, in the second time it should be preceded with the definite article da, because it becomes a specific noun. The speaker and the listener know what they are talking about. For example, here, many people hurried toward the house. So you can see when we mentioned the noun house for the first time, it's preceded with the indefinite article a here, because a house, not specific house, any house. But when it is preceded for the second time, we should precede it with the definite article there, and we say the house was on fire. Means the house that many people hurried towards it. It becomes a definite house, a particular house. So we use the definite article that when a noun mentioned in the sentence for the second time. So many people hurried toward the house. A house here is mentioned for the first time. It's preceded with indefinite article a. But when we mention the same noun house for the second time in the second sentence, it should be preceded with the definite article that, because the house that many people hurried towards it. The house was on fire. So noun made definite by adding a phrase or a clause to them. For example, this is the man who saved my life. So nouns, the man, like the man, made definite by adding a phrase or a clause to them. This is the man. You can see that we add to the noun man a clause, who saved my life. So when we add a phrase or a clause to the noun should be preceded with the definite article a. This is the man who saved my life. The man here preceded with the definite article the. Why? Because it is followed by a clause, who saved my life. Now also the definite article the, adjective that function as heads of noun phrases and representing a class of people. They will nurse the sick. They, there is y dropped. They will nurse the sick, means the sick people. They will nurse the sick and feed the hungry. So here you can see the sick. The sick is the head noun. So here adjective that function as heads of nouns. Here the adjective sick and the adjective hungry. Sick and hungry are adjectives, but here in this sentence they function as head of noun phrases representing a class of people. So the sick is a class of people who they are sick, and the hungry is a class of people that they are hungry. They don't have food to eat. So they, T-H-E-Y, sorry for dropping the Y, they will nurse the sick and feed the hungry. So adjective that function as heads of noun phrases representing a class of people, they should be preceded with the definite article a to do this function. To do this function, to be heads of noun. Number 4, that is used when we use adjectives as superlative. So the superlative form of adjective should be preceded with the. We say Darna is the most beautiful town in Libya, not town, sorry, in Libya. Darna is one of the most beautiful towns, sorry, it can be with S, towns in Libya. So the most beautiful, the most, for example, expensive. This car is the most expensive one. So the most expensive, the most is the superlative form of an adjective. So we say he is the most intelligent student in the group. So when we form superlative form of an adjective, we must use the definite article the. Now, the zero article. We use no article before. Number one, plural countable nouns and uncountable nouns when the latter have generic reference. For example, girls do better than boys at school. So girls do better than girls at school. So don't say a school here, because here the countable noun school has generic reference. Gold is an expensive metal. Number two, names of people. Here, number two, we don't say the gold. We don't say the girls, the boys, because here have generic reference. Number two, names of people and places when used as proper nouns. So no article before names of people and places. In other words, no articles before proper nouns and names of countries and cities. Abdullah lives in Benghazi. So Abdullah is a noun, but cannot be preceded with any article here. Benghazi is a name of a town, also zero article here. Number three, meals and names of the days of week, months, seasons, etc. So meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner should not be preceded with any article, zero article before them. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, names of the week, no article before them. Also, names of the months, May, April, and so on, they cannot be preceded with any article, zero article before them. Winter, spring, autumn, summer, also names of seasons, no article. Here we have example. I usually have breakfast at 7 o'clock. So breakfast is a name of a meal, no article, zero article, no a, no the. Spring also, it's a name of a season. We can't say a spring or the spring, it's wrong. So spring is a beautiful season. A beautiful season. Be careful that the word season, it can be preceded with here a or the. But the name of the season itself should not be preceded with any article. So we say spring, summer, winter, autumn, without any article. Number four, names of academic subjects, linguistics, psychology, physics, mathematics. So, linguistics is a difficult subject. Linguistics is a difficult subject. Here we have an exercise. Supply a and the or none of them in the spaces provided. Supply a and the or none of them in the spaces provided in the sentence below. Number 1. There is a book in her hand. So here you can see that a book, the head noun book, is a singular countable noun. It should be preceded with the indefinite article a because it is mentioned for the first time, and we talk about any book, not specific book, so it should be preceded with the indefinite article a because it begins in a consonant sound b. So there is a book in her hand. Number 2, the man you met is my friend. The man you met is my friend. So the man is mentioned for the first time, but it preceded with the definite article a because it is followed with a clause. You met. You met it. You met is a clause that followed the head noun man. You met is my friend. So we should say the man. It's wrong to say a man. Why? Because here a specific man that the speaker and the listener know which man. The man you met, because it's followed with the phrase you met, so it should be preceded the word man, the head noun man, with the definite article that. The man you met is my friend. Number 3, tigers are dangerous animals. Here none, no article. We say tigers only. None means no article, zero article here. Mary is a nurse. Nurse, singular countable noun beginning in a consonant sound. It's mentioned for the first time. It isn't followed with a clause, so it should be preceded with the indefinite article a. She goes to the hospital early in the morning. So we don't say a hospital. We should say the hospital because there is only one hospital in its area or in its town. So we should say she goes to the hospital early in the morning. We say the morning, the evening, the afternoon. Number 5, I gave none. This means that no article before the proper noun Ahmed. I gave Ahmed, we say. Zero article. I gave Ahmed a present. Present, singular countable noun beginning in a consonant sound p, present. So it's mentioned for the first time, so it should be preceded with the indefinite article a. So I gave Ahmed a present. So no article before Ahmed. Zero article, none of them. Number 2, he goes to the cinema twice a month. Twice a month. So he goes to the cinema. Cinema here is preceded with the definite article da, because cinema, like hospital, there is only one cinema in the area or in the town. So there is only one of it, so it should be preceded with the definite article da. Twice a month, so a month here, a frequency, so it should be preceded with a. For example, he takes medicine 3 times a day. A day, a month here, a day, a month, a week, should be preceded with the indefinite article a because it's frequency case. So we say a month, a day, a year, and so on. So it should be preceded with a month, singular countable noun, beginning in a consonant sound ma. Number 7, Cairo is the capital of Egypt. So Cairo should not be preceded with any article, zero article before Cairo, because it's a name of a city. Is the capital. Capital is a noun, singular countable noun. There is only one capital in each country. Cairo is the capital of Egypt. There is only one capital in Egypt, so it should be the capital of Egypt. Also, Egypt is a noun of a country. No article before noun Egypt. Zero article here. Here we have a lot of, lots of, many, much, a few or few, and a little or little. A lot of, lots of, many, and much mean a large quantity. Example: Ron Mason owns a chain of supermarkets. He makes a lot of money. So a lot of money means a large quantity of money. So a lot of, lots of, many, much, we use them with a large quantity of something. A few and a little mean a small quantity. Example: I'd better hurry. My bus goes in a few minutes. In a few minutes. A small quantity of minutes. Number 3. Many and a few go before plural nouns. You can see above a few minutes. Minutes is a plural noun. Minutes, a few minutes. So many and a few go before plural nouns. Many places, many problems, a few people, a few buildings, sorry for S. So many places, places plural noun. Many problems, plural noun. A few people, plural noun. A few buildings, imagine the S, sorry for this, buildings, so should have an S, so with many and a few, nouns should be plural. Much and a little go before uncountable nouns. Much money, much trouble, a little sunshine, a little food. So much and a little are used with uncountable nouns. Money is uncountable noun. Trouble is uncountable noun. Sunshine is uncountable noun. Food is uncountable noun. So we say a little food, much money, much trouble, much gold, much money, a little water, and so on. A lot of and lots of go before both plural and uncountable nouns. So a lot of and lots of go both before plural and uncountable nouns. A lot of tourists. Tourists, plural noun. So a lot of. Lots of games. Games, also plural noun. A lot of sugar. A lot of oil. A lot of, for example, coffee. So sugar, coffee, water, uncountable noun. Lots of fun. Fun is uncountable noun. Few and little with. A few and little with and without a. A few or few. A little or little. With A, the meaning is positive. A few customers have come into the shop. A few customers have come into the shop. It has been fairly busy. It has been fairly busy. A few customers, some customers. But few customers have come into the shop. It has been quiet. Few customers means not many customers. So without A, the meaning is negative. When we say few customers means not many customers. But when I say a few customers, this means that some customers. So with A, the meaning is positive. A few customers means some customers. Without A, the meaning is negative. So few customers means not many customers. Here we have an exercise. Write the sentence correctly by using a lot of, many, much, a few, and a little. Number 1. Rachel is learning to drive. She hasn't had much lessons yet. You can see that the second sentence is crossed out because it's wrong. We are going to rewrite it correctly. Rachel is learning to drive. She hasn't had many lessons yet. Because in the crossed one is wrong. Lessons, plural noun, it should be used with it many. We say she hasn't had many lessons, not much lessons, because much should be used with uncountable noun. Uncountable noun we use much, but here if we have a plural noun we should use many lessons, not much lessons. We say much water, much information, uncountable noun. So that the second sentence in number 1 crossed out and it's wrong, and we should say she hasn't had many lessons. It's wrong to say much lessons because the noun lessons is plural in here. It should be preceded with many. Number 2, I'm making soup for 20 people. The second sentence is crossed out. It's wrong. I'll have to make a lot of. The correct to say, I'm making soup for 20 people. I have to make a lot. And we stop. Or if we want to complete, we say, I have to make a lot of it. Not we say a lot of and we stop, like in the wrong one. In the previous one, I'll have to make a lot of and we stop. It's wrong. We should say, I have to make a lot. We drop the F, or I have to make a lot of it. We add an it. Number 3, I feel really tired. I haven't got many energy. So energy is an uncountable noun. It's wrong to precede it with many. The correct to say, it's wrong. So that it's crossed out. It was crossed out here. So we should say, I feel really tired. I haven't got much energy. So energy is an uncountable noun. We should precede it with much, not many. Number 4, the mixture looks rather dry. Maybe you should add a few water. So water is uncountable noun. It's wrong to precede it with a few. You can see the answer below. The mixture looks rather dry. Maybe you should add a little water, or if you want to use a few, you should say a few drops of water, because a few should be used with plural nouns, not uncountable nouns. So the second sentence, maybe you should add a few water, is wrong, so that it was dropped or crossed out. The correct, we should say, maybe you should add a little water or a few drops of water, because a few should be used with plural nouns, drops here. 5. We are having a big party. We have invented a lots of friends. So a lots of friends is wrong. Instead, we should say, we are having a big party. We have invented lots of friends, or a lot of friends, not a lots of friends. Here, lots with S should not be preceded with A. So we say, we have invented lots without A. Lots of friends, or a lot of friends. All, half, most, some, no, none. We can use all, most, and some before a plural or uncountable noun. So all, most, some can be used before plural nouns or uncountable noun. All plants need water. So plants, plural noun. All matter is made up of atoms. Matter is uncountable noun. Most people would like more money. People is plural noun. So we preceded with most. Some food makes me ill. Food is uncountable noun. Some. We can say also some people. Some people are good. Okay, have all of the plants died? Have all the plants dead? Or have all of the plants dead? No, not all of them. Most of people who live around here are students. So we can say most of, all of. Most of people who live around here are students, are foreigners, for example, are relatives. I have spent most of my money already. Half of the audience left before the end of the film. Some of that food from the party was alright, but I threw some of it away. So we can use all, most, some with plural nouns or uncountable nouns. We can use of with all. We say all of, most of, some of, half of. All meaning everything or the only thing. So all sometimes means everything and sometimes means the only thing. We can use all with a clause to mean everything or the only thing. Examples: tell me all you know. Here, all means everything you know. All I did was ask a simple question. All here means the only thing I did was asking a simple question. So, all can mean everything. Tell me all you know here means everything you know. All I did was ask a simple question. All in the second one means The only thing I did was ask a simple question. Now, no and none. We use no with a noun. Examples. We have rung the hotel and there are no rooms available. So no here used before nouns. No room available. I'm afraid I have got no money. Here no is used before uncountable noun money, and you can see in the previous one no is used with plural noun rooms. We use none with of or on itself. None of or none. None of my friends will be at the party, so you can see that none is used with of. It can be used alone. I wanted some cake, but there was none left. Here in the second or the last one, none is used alone on its own. But in the previous one, none of my friends, none of my brothers, none of my sisters. Here none used with of. Some and any. We use some or any with plural countable nouns. Pens, friends, box. I bought some new pens yesterday. Pens, plural countable noun. It's a countable noun. Pen, one pen, two pens, but here it's plural. It should be used with the plural. New, some new pens yesterday. John doesn't have any friends. So any is used with negative here and with plural noun. Do you have any books about Africa? Also here any is used before plural noun but in question. So some is used in positive, but any can be used in negative and interrogative. We use some or any with uncountable nouns. So some and any can be used with uncountable nouns. So some and any can be used with plural nouns and uncountable nouns. So money, information, advice, news, music, coffee, luggage, baggage, rubbish, etc. So we have examples. I haven't got any money. So money, uncountable noun. The sentence is negative, so we use any, not some. Did the teacher give you any advice? Also here, it's a question. So advice is uncountable. It should be preceded with any, not some, because it's a question. I would like some coffee, please. So it's a positive statement. So coffee is uncountable. So that we preceded with some. We normally use some in positive sentences. She took some photos. I'd like some information. So photos plural noun, information uncountable noun. So we say some information. I'd like some information, please. We usually use any in negative sentences. So I didn't see any good films last year. So any good films, didn't see any good films, it's a negative sentence. Good films, plural noun, should be preceded with any because the sentence is in negative. We haven't got any food, uncountable noun. Haven't got any, it's negative sentence, so we should use any food, not some food. We use any in questions. Do you speak any Russian? So any should be used in negative and questions. Some should be used in positive statement, but some and any can be used with plural nouns and uncountable nouns. Here we have an exercise. The underlined ones are the answers. Complete the sentence by putting in the correct words from the box. All the, none of, some of the. So the answers are in bold and underlined. I have already answered them. Number 1. We can't buy anything today because all shops are closed. We like that restaurant. All food is expensive. We like that restaurant. All the food is expensive. We like that restaurant. Some of the food is expensive. So here there are 3 answers can be used. All the, some of the. Number 3, some people say he is the best tennis player in the world, but I don't agree. So here some people. That's a trouble shop. None of the assistants are helpful. None of the assistants are helpful. We can't say none assistants. None of the assistants. Bill's very lazy. He reads the newspaper all morning. All morning. Make the following statements negative. Use not any. Number 1, we have got some thoughts of our holiday. We haven't got any thoughts of our holiday. Be careful to avoid that when we use any, we should put the verb in the negative. Haven't, have not got. So we haven't got any thoughts of our holiday. She gave me some advice. She didn't, so you can say gave is a verb in the past simple. To make a negative, we should use auxiliary verb did and follow it with not, did not, the abbreviation form. Didn't. Give is a verb in the infinitive because we preceded with the auxiliary verb did not. So she didn't give me any advice. Because it's a negative, we should use any, and that's the question. Use not and any. Number 3, there are some good films in the cinema this week. So there aren't. Here we have verb to be as an ordinary verb. So when we make it in negative, we should follow it with not, the abbreviation aren't. There aren't any good films, plural noun. So there aren't any good films in the cinema this week. Number 4, you will find some cake in the cupboard. You will find some cake in the cupboard. So you will change it will here. You won't find any cake in the cupboard. 5, there are some letters for you today. There aren't any letters for you today. This, that, these, and those. We use this and these for things near the speaker. This goes with the singular or uncountable noun. So we say, this report is important. This car is mine. These goes with a plural noun. These results are good. So we use that and those for things further away. That goes with a singular or uncountable noun. That table there is a historical one. Those goes with a plural noun. Those mountains are very high. these, that, those used as pronouns. This is my umbrella. These are the old classrooms. Who is that man over there? That's Tom Johnson. So that used as a pronoun here. These used as a pronoun. This is used as a pronoun. So this, these, that, those used with one and ones. For example, this chair is too low. I'll sit on that one. So that one, we can use that or this with one. I like this one. I like this one best. I like this blue one. These blue ones are the best, for example. So this, these, that, those used with one and ones. One with this, that, ones with these, those. So this, these, that, those used as adjectives. They agree with their nouns in number. They are the only adjectives do this. This means, or this refers to agree with their numbers. Adjectives agree with their number, with their nouns in number. So only adjective, this speech. So this speech was quite empty last year. These people come from that hotel over there. So we come to the end. Goodbye. See you in the second lecture, lecture number 7.